Tony's Tractor Adventure.
Well, welcome back. This is day 2. I turned the garden over yesterday, fertilized it, and it was still a little bit wet. So today is again day 2. So we're going to go ahead and re-till this again. We've had a lot of wind and a lot of sunshine today, so I think that's really going to cure my problems with the clodding. And then I'll get the planter out and we'll plant corn and beans. Alright, the garden is tilled and ready to plant. Got pretty good job all the way through. Up here on the high spot, it's still clodding up quite a bit. I don't know if there's a underground spring or some sort of seepage going on there, but it's still a little damp right there. But I don't think it's going to bother the planter, so we'll go ahead and go with it. Well, this realistically is probably my last time I will till my garden this year with this big tiller. I'm going to go ahead and wash it off and get it ready to go back into the shop. I do love my Titan tiller, and I really am impressed with how heavy it is and how well it's done. I gave it its first rinse off, and then I'll take it and hang it off the bucket loader later on, and then take the pressure washer and pressure wash the underside. Because like I said, until I till this fall, I'm probably not going to use it anymore unless I do something for my my family. One thing I don't particularly like, I think is a flaw, it's got these 2 little pins here that hold this leg on. And that's fine, that holds it up out of the way. But when you put this on to hold the weight of the tiller up, it has this little lip here that's welded on, and it sets in like this. Now when you just put this single pin in, when you're going to set this down, you can bump it and the thing will come off and slide it like this, and you can see, and then the tiller falls over forward. I really think that's an oversight and actually pretty dangerous. So what I'm going to do is, I got a big washer here. I'm going to put the big washer here and see if that'll keep it from flexing out enough. I would think it would be better if they went ahead and put it on both of these pins so that it could you know, be clipped on both these pins in the washer. I do think this is going to keep it from, you know, this is a quick fix, easy fix. Just put a big giant fender washer behind it, the safety clip, and that will keep that leg stable and keep it from falling off and letting the whole tiller fall forward. Now this tiller is extremely heavy, and if it fell on you, you would definitely know it. Alright, now you can see what I'm talking about. This leg was loose before. It's still a little bit loose now. But I'm going to go ahead and let it go forward. And there you go. That little washer is going to fix the problem. When I first put it on the first time, it rotated forward and fell over face first. And had I been up under it, it would have probably hurt me. But something I think they could probably improve on a little bit. But that single washer seems to have cured all the ills. And it may have been a washer on it to begin with, then got lost in transit, I don't know. But surely that fixes it and makes it much more safer and not likely to fall forward. Because like I said, I am proud of how heavy it is, but I sure wouldn't want it on me. Alright, I am so excited about this. If you guys have been following my channel, this is the planter that I built back in the winter, and it's never been tested to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and hook it up to the quick hitch bar, and then we'll plug the planter in, and then we'll get out there in the garden and start doing some planting. Alright, something I do to make this little belt last longer, I take the pressure off this belt, I go ahead and put it, I pop it off with a pulley, and then now put the pulley, or put it back on the pulley so that the belt is taut. Alright, these are all the different plates that I have. I'm going to find the, look through here and find the corn one, and then we'll install it. Alright, I found my corn plate. I'll go ahead and put it in here. It in. Alright. And now the corn plate is locked in. Alright, the sweet corn that I'm planting says to plant the sweet corn 1 inch below the ground. So basically what I'm going to do is set my cutter to be 1 inch below the wheels. Alright, I got the planter set up and ready to go. Let's put some corn in it and go to the garden. One thing I wanted to point out is when I pushed the Earthway planter before, I noticed that the planter did better if the planter was leaning to the right, so that the seed would actually be picked up better. So I went ahead and turned my 3-point hitch over, so it's got a pretty good lean on the hitch to the right, as you can see, and it seemed to be feeding pretty good. I went ahead and took off the blade on the bottom and just let it, run it across the grass and let it just drop seeds, and it was dropping seeds pretty perfectly. Well, we got the, let's see, we got 7 rows of corn planted pretty quick. There's a learning curve on this thing, and you know, you'll get through 7 rows really fast. I actually probably was only thinking about 4, but I was playing out here and I did 7 rows of corn. So that's mean I'm not going to get as many beans, but beans make a lot more. So I'll probably put some other beans on the other side of the onions. Now this is one of the things, I don't think it's a drawback, but it is something I have to deal with. Now I have seed left over in this hopper, so the only thing I can do at this point is to unhitch the planter and turn it upside downwards. Now it was probably a lot easier to do that when it was aluminum. Now it weighs about 50 pounds. Well, I've got the plate changed over to beans, and now I've got the hopper full of beans. We're going to go ahead and plant some green beans now. Well, if I ever was unsure, I'm not anymore. I put in the whole package of beans, and that is what is left. There's a little bit of scraps down there in the bottom. So it did a really good job of picking them up and dropping them off. And I think that's due to how I've got the cedar turned to the right.